Hey everyone, this is Dean with DCA Crypto. I've got a Solana video for you guys today. I'm going to cover some news in Solana, what's going on with it, and some airdrops that have happened recently. So I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, smash that like button, and let's jump into it. Alright, so today we're going to do a Solana update. Solana is one of the biggest coins for this bull run, and it has had some huge momentum over the last several months. A little bit of a cool off on it right now, but let's jump into it here. Alright, so we're currently at $2.66 trillion market cap for the overall crypto market cap. Solana at $178 has cooled down. It was up to just over $200 recently. So we're jumping into Solana here. Current market cap is right about 80 billion market cap. So this is right about where it got up to the last bull run. So it has reached its previous bull run's market cap. Still hasn't reached the previous bull run's price, its top price. You know, it got up to like $260 the last bull run. And it topped out recently here, I think just at, you know, if we go to, I think the 1 month here, you know, $208, somewhere around there. And we'll go to the actual chart here. And so this last bull run, we got all the way up here to 260 some dollars. And then right now, you know, as you can see, we topped out right around this $211 mark, somewhere in this range here. But, you know, we haven't broken all-time high yet. We have as far as market cap, but we've got a lot of resistance at this 200 mark. Now, really depending on what Bitcoin is going to do is going to depend on how this affects Solana and what it does over the next few weeks here in the few months. If we get a big correction on Bitcoin, you know, it's going to push Solana back down. But if we just stay sideways here for a while, this could be very bullish and Solana could take off. So, you know, this really could go either way. Now, if you look at this chart for Solana, this reminds me a lot of Ethereum's chart from a couple bull runs ago in the last bull run, what Ethereum did. So we'll jump into Ethereum here. Look at this. I mean, it's almost identical. Solana, Ethereum. Solana, Ethereum. I mean, they look almost identical. And if you look at Ethereum here, look at what it did. It just absolutely took off in the last bull run and went all the way up to almost $5,000 for its, you know, all-time high. Now, the you know, you got to take into consideration the tokenomics are different. Solana's not going to get up to $5,000, but you can see like how much higher it got compared to what it did the previous bull run, where it was at like what 1,400 here. So, you know, pretty much, you know, like a 3x or so on it. So if Solana did almost a 3x from its previous bull run, you know, that's putting it around up to $800 possibly. So that is a possibility for Solana. I'm not saying it's going to get that high. You know, I'm kind of thinking somewhere likely in that $400 to $600 range would be, you know, realistic for Solana. And, you know, we'll just have to see what happens here. But, you know, Ethereum's, you know, whether it's just starting here and it starts taking off and gets up to $10,000 or something, or $7,000, we'll have to see what it does. But its gas fees are really holding it back and really crippling Ethereum. So I'm not so sure it's going to do as well as some people think it will. The only thing that might save it is these ETFs, and, you know, I don't know if they'll get approved this year. Maybe next year they'll get approved after going to court over it and stuff like that. Don't forget to check out Cryptonomist, guys. They've got some fantastic yield staking on their platform. You can stake anywhere from, I think it's 25 up to 100 some percent APY on there. And they have hundreds of different tokens that you can stake on there. You can send pretty much any coin to their platform and exchange it for another coin. So if you've got some Solana or some USDT or ETH or something you want to send to Cryptonomist on your account, and then you can exchange that for one of the hundreds of coins they got available on their platform and stake that in the flexible staking. That's where you can stake and unstake, or you can stake it into the fixed staking. That's locked, so you keep that in mind. It's locked up and you can't unstake it until the locking staking period is done with the fixed staking. So, you know, but depending on how long you stake it for, you get better return if you stake it for longer. But, you know, you got to take into your risk factor there as well, because it is a yield platform. Yield platforms are higher risk, so keep that in mind and make sure you do your own due diligence on that before investing. But Check out Cryptonomy, guys. The link will be in the description below. They are a channel partner and they're sponsoring this video, so I appreciate it, Cryptonomy. If we go to this article here, it talks about Solana Mobile Chapter 2 pre-orders. They were rewarded with the Mule airdrop, covering over 50% of the phone's cost. And this is true. This Mule airdrop was very profitable. It was like $250. I cashed out on it and took out my profits on the Mew token. It was airdropped to me because I bought one of these Solana phones. I should have bought 2 of them. I actually was going to buy 2 of them, and then I sort of forgot and never got around to it. It is what it is. But those who did buy them, they would have got over half the cost of the phone back just from this one airdrop. And there's been a few airdrops now on this, well over $300 and some dollars worth of this, almost $400 worth. I think about $400 worth of airdrops so far. But this one airdrop covered like 44% of the cost at this price point. But at one point, it was worth about $250 just for this one airdrop. I cashed out on a little over $200 with mine. I think probably around this $206 range actually. And, you know, I took out my profits on it and I sold another one. I forget what the other coin was, but it almost paid for the phone right off the bat. It was over $300 with it. So already the phone is paid almost for itself just with airdrops, and it's not even out yet. It won't be out for like another year. And there's going to be more airdrops coming to this from a bunch of more projects. So this phone will be in profit before it even comes out. This has never happened in phone history. All these phones end up costing you money and more money and more money and more money. Well, crypto phones are paying you money. So you got to keep that in mind. These are different than your typical cell phones. You know, people complaining about, oh, it's $400 for a phone. That's okay. Well, the phone's probably going to make you money if you own it. So keep that in mind. And if you're, you know, if you got another phone, maybe it'll pay for your other phone too on top of that. So, you know, that could work out well for me. It could pay for my Samsung Ultra 24 over time period if we keep getting airdrops like this. So really not complaining at all. But as far as Solana, guys, I really think that, you know, we've just seen Solana get started and get warmed up. We could get a big correction on it now because it's pumped up so much, and the market usually gets bearish around mid-year after the halving, especially May, June, and maybe into July. But, you know, with these ETFs, like I said before, it's really difficult to say what's going to happen here because we've got a lot of buying pressure on Bitcoin, and with the halving and stuff, it makes it even more scarce and a shortage of supply. So supply and demand with the ETFs, it's really hard to say what could happen in the short term with this. I think long term though, we're going much higher eventually, but nothing on this channel is financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you for sure what's going to happen. The Fed is talking about not lowering interest rates. They're not comfortable with lowering interest rates, so that has kind of held the market down a little bit. And we haven't taken off because they've been holding those interest rates up, and they're not lowering them, and they're not talking about lowering them yet. So we'll have to see how that plays out, but it is a presidential election year. Typically election years, things get bullish, especially towards the end of the year. So we'll really have to start seeing what happens here, and we are coming into the beginning of a liquidity cycle where they start pushing liquidity into the market, also the Fed. So that usually drives us into a bull run, and it really rhymes with the crypto cycles every 4 years. So hopefully that is the case, and hopefully we take off into a major bull run and see Solana flying up into that $400 to $600 range eventually. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I think it will, but no guarantees of that, of course. But I'd appreciate it, guys, if you subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and we'll see you on the next video.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me.